may not really get that 40 months if you defer from the trial approach. So a scenario where out of a little bit off of T-DXd, because I do want to get an opinion on if you took a T-DXd induction approach, all right? And you went to sort of patina and on progression, what are you doing?
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. So, but what would I do? So I would be thinking about the HER2 climb regimen.
Okay.
Right, with tucatinib. I think that's still an important regimen to consider.
Are you not rechallenging with T-DXd?
Rechallenging. So I haven't done it yet, but, you know,
So that patient didn't progress on T-DXd. So you did a...
So I've done an induction. Yeah, then I think it's certainly reasonable to consider rechallenge. It's kind of like right now we don't have the DB09. As of today, whatever today is, you know, we don't have that approval. So some of us might consider THP, and then, you know, if they have a long response on HP or stability, sometimes you might consider, do I rechallenge with a taxane and then keep going?
I've done that a few times.
Yeah. So, you know, I think it certainly, you know, would be a consideration, rechallenging, or as long as it wasn't due to toxicity like ILD or something. But then, you know, the question of, do I bring in a taxane now? Do I bring in tucatinib-based regimen with CAPE and trastuzumab? You know, obviously clinical trials, and because everything's going to be flipped on its head right now in terms of our usual algorithm. And then, you know, we also have traditional chemotherapy and mirvetuximab and trastuzumab combinations. So that's another potential direction.
I always get concerned that, you know, we do these studies, and studies tend to be sterile environment, very prescriptive.
Right.
And we get this 40 months median progression-free survival. And then we make changes clinically. My concern has always been, and I see that in other studies too, like Serena, people talking about how often you're going to do the ctDNA testing. I think you may not really get that 40 months if you defer from the trial approach. Now, what you do after, so a different scenario, you use the T-DXd, DB09, and T-DXd and pertuzumab approach, and then on progression. I think you sort of hinted at it earlier. What do you do next?
Yeah.
No CNS.
No CNS, yeah. So I think, you know, I think it really depends on what they've seen prior. Is this de novo or is this recurrent? Because the question is, you know, it's going to be tough to give a taxane for a long, long time. And that's actually why we had Cleopatra induction maintenance. And you've already given T-DXd as kind of the trastuzumab-like. So I do think that either TH or the HER2 climb regimen, you know, I think those are going to be important. Or, you know, we did have some, if it's ER positive, we did have some of those trials with CDK4/6 inhibitors. And I've done this in later line where I've combined, you know, either palbo or ribo or abema with trastuzumab. So again, it's not as, we don't have this really good solid algorithm anymore.